We all get a little mad sometimes. There can be a multitude of reasons why we get a little ticked off, and clearly celebrities are no different. They're people too, after all. Though we would love to see them as perfect people, they're just as flawed as anyone else. So let's count down the top 10 times celebrities got mad, part 3. At number 10, Alec Baldwin. Alec Baldwin makes people mad. I know it's kind of a bold statement, but it's also kind of true. He's been in a few scandals where he's offended people and has also had some run-ins with people like paparazzi and reporters that leave them with a poor impression of the actor. But he can also be on the receiving end of anger, and that is what happened when he was on the phone with his daughter. In 2007, Alec was on the phone with his then 11-year-old daughter. Well, he was talking to the voicemail, actually. You see, when his daughter didn't pick up, Alec got mad because he took the time out of his day to schedule a call with his daughter. So when she didn't answer, he berated her voicemail. The recording, which was leaked and exposed him for his temper, included moments where the actor called his daughter a, quote, rude, thoughtless little pig. He also went on to say, quote, you don't have the brains or decency as a human being. I don't give a damn that you're 12 years old or 11 years old or that you're a child or that your mother is a thoughtless pain in the ass who doesn't care what you do as far as I'm concerned. Once again, I've made an ass of myself trying to get to a phone. You have humiliated me for the last time with this phone. Jeez, talk about anger. At number 9, Shia LaBeouf. Shia LaBeouf is something else. Recently, he was exposed for allegedly hurting his ex-girlfriend, FKA Twigs, on a physical and emotional level, but this isn't the first time his actions have been called out. He's had scandals about lying, racism, and presence in the media, but has also faced scrutiny for a freakout that he once had at a bowling alley in 2017. According to those who were there, Shia was at a bar at a bowling alley getting a little irresponsible with his drinks and started yelling at workers there. Shia was getting mad because he really just wanted french fries and the worker refused to serve him. Because this refusal angered him so much, he began going on a rant about how the server's actions were racist against him. How? No one really knows. He was eventually escorted out of the establishment and the police were called to handle the situation, but everything was caught on camera and boy was he angry. Before I continue on with today's list, please consider leaving a like on this video if you're enjoying it so far because it really helps us out a lot. At number 8, Lili Reinhart. The internet can sometimes be a difficult place to be. Having strangers online sending you hate and negativity for who knows what reason can certainly take a toll on you and your mental health. Trust me, I know. So when you see a friend or loved one being bullied online, you want to step up and say something about it. And that's exactly what Riverdale actress Lili Reinhart did to defend her now ex-boyfriend Cole Sprouse. In May of last year, Lili took to Twitter to go on an angry rant about how poorly people were treating others online. Because Cole was facing backlash in the hashtag Cole Sprouse is over party, Lili had some words to share with her followers. In some of her now deleted tweets, she said things like, quote, Twitter is such a vile place. It is so easy to say things behind your phone, isn't it? This is why people don't have social media because of this bullying. End quote. I refuse to keep my mouth shut about things like this. You have no idea how destructive this can be to someone, to anyone. It's abusive. End quote. There were a few expletives in the tweets that I left out for YouTube purposes, but I think you get it. She was pretty mad. At number 7, Andrew Garfield. I can't say that I know much about Andrew Garfield, other than the fact that he's British and was Spider-Man for a while there. But from what I've seen of him, he looks like a pretty laid back and chill dude, so to see him getting really angry is kind of weird to watch. There isn't too much footage of Andrew getting visibly upset, but this one clip of him and Emma Stone trying to get through paparazzi does come to mind.
Whoa, whoa! I didn't walk in the front of the car. Come on. Move.
In the clip, we see Andrew getting out of Emma's car and trying to lead her through the crowd of photographers, and he looks really mad. Every time he would get back into the car, they would just crowd around it again, just adding to Andrew's fury. It's really frustrating to watch because these paparazzi just don't like to listen. But then they also get surprised and defensive when a celebrity gets mad at them. Like, what did you expect? A thank you note? Man, now Andrew's got me mad about it. Luckily, they were able to get away from them without getting into an accident, but man, he must have been fuming on the car ride home. At number 6, Paris Hilton. I think out of most celebrities out there, Paris Hilton is one of the most misunderstood. For years, all people saw was a privileged girl who had more money than she knew what to do with, and whenever she was in the news for something negative, people would think that she deserved it because she needed to be humbled or something. After her YouTube documentary came out about her real life, people's opinions changed, and now we see her in a different light. In 2011, Paris did an interview where she tried to talk about her reality show, and things just weren't going well. When trying to steer the conversation towards the show, the host sort of just laughed and brushed it off as her being a diva.
I've worked for everything that I've achieved on my
Stop.
own. So
Stop.
I feel very blessed. I thank God every day.
Now worked in what way?
If you really watch the whole interview, these guys really just sound like jerks, so I can't really blame Paris for getting mad and annoyed. Years later, she's come out to talk about how angry that interview made her and how disgusted she was with the hosts, and again, can't really blame her. At number 5, Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson is one of Hollywood's most hated celebrities. He's been in so many scandals surrounding his words and actions, it's pretty insane. He's faced backlash for anti-Semitism and racism and sexism and just really a lot of hate and negativity. He's also been exposed for a few rants, one of them being about his ex-partner Oksana Grigorieva. In a lead conversation between the two, Mel is heard getting really mad at Oksana because of the way she dresses.
I don't work around in tight clothes. I stay at home for most of the time.
Public and it's a embarrassment to me. You look like a on heat, and if you get packed, it's your fault.
He was saying a lot of hurtful and mean things to her, calling her horrible names and saying that if she were to be violated in some way, it would be her fault for dressing that way. I can't even begin to articulate how repulsive that is, but oh my god. To be on the receiving end of such a hurtful rant must have been so horrible. Mel always seems to be mad about something, or he's always hurting someone or offending someone, but really, he needs to reel it in a bit. At number 4, Kanye West. I'm pretty sure that with all of the times Kanye has rage quitted or freaked out, there could be an entire top 10 list about the times that Kanye has gotten mad. I've included some cases in past lists, but of course, there's more. Kanye is a very passionate guy to say the least, and people are always on the lookout for another Kanye moment, so it's not surprising that there are so many to choose from. This case is a little more recent and comes from a leaked clip from an upcoming documentary about Kanye and the creation of his new album, Donda. In the clip, we see Kanye getting mad at Chance the Rapper as he's visiting Kanye at his Wyoming studio. Though it looks unprovoked, there is apparently a reason for this freakout. According to one of the people working with Kanye, things were just getting really tense in the studio that day, and Kanye was feeling overwhelmed. Because he's such an emotional person, things got to be too much for the rapper and he just went off on Chance. There was no bad blood, just tense energy, but it still makes for another Kanye freakout to add to the collection. At number 3, Kim K. Now, of course, we can't talk about Kanye without talking about Kim. Though these two stories aren't linked, you can't have one without the other, right? So recently, the world found out that Kim is related to Bob Ross. Well, not exactly, but her oldest daughter, North, is quite the artist. Kim posted a photo to her Instagram story a few weeks ago showing off one of the paintings that North had been working on for a while, and as the proud mom that she is, she had to share it with the world. When the public saw this painting, no one wanted to believe that it was really North who created it, and a lot of people and news sources started poking fun at it. Well, the claws came out and Mama Bear went to town to protect her cub. Kim shut down anyone who was speaking poorly of her daughter's art and released a statement on her Instagram story that read, quote, "Don't play with me when it comes to my children. North worked incredibly hard on her painting, which took several weeks to complete. I'm seeing op-ed pieces in the media and social media from the grown adults breaking my child down, or whether or not my child actually painted this. How dare you see children doing awesome things and then try to accuse them of not being awesome," end quote. We know that Kim will do anything to protect her kids, and that includes getting mad at some people on social media. At number 2, Barack Obama. Barack Obama is the GOAT, and there's nothing that you could ever say to change my mind. I look up to this man, and I will for the rest of my life. Recently, he was on an episode of the Bruce Springsteen podcast, Renegades Born in America, where he opened up about racism that he had experienced as a kid. The former president then told a story about how he was called a racial slur while playing basketball with a friend. This friend got mad while playing, probably just because of the tense game, and uttered a slur. The young Obama knew that his friend just said this because he knew this word would hurt him, and so without thinking twice, Lil Obama punched his friend in the face. He didn't even realize what he had done until afterwards, but he was so mad about the word that just exited his friend's mouth that he just blacked out and punched the guy. I've never really heard of Obama getting mad until then, so that was pretty surprising and definitely deserves to be on this list. And finally, at number 1, Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise isn't the most loved person in Hollywood, but not the most hated either. He doesn't really make waves in the tabloids anymore, so when he does, you know something serious went down. Well, his time in the news came just a few months ago when Tom faced backlash for going on an angry rant about COVID safety in the workplace. Tom had been working on filming a new movie, and because of the pandemic, things are obviously more tense as COVID protocols must be followed. Well, Tom caught wind of some rule breaking on set, and he had some words to share with the cast and crew when he found out.
We are creating thousands of jobs, you I don't ever want to see it again! Ever! And if you don't do it, you're fired! And I see you do it again, you're gone.
Tom was furious that people weren't taking safety measures seriously and even threatened to have people fired if they broke the rules again. Actually, 5 people actually left the production after this rant, so maybe Tom was actually a little more aggressive than we thought. They've since wrapped on the film, so I guess things are okay now, but what do you think? Was the rant warranted or did he go too far? Now I want you guys to tell me, when was the last time you got really mad? Like the moment you just could explode with anger. What happened and who brought it on? Let me know down in the comments. But anyway, that's been our list. I've been your host, Brie Room, and until next time, stay safe, drink some water today, and stay groovy, friends.